In the heart of the lush and vibrant land of Olorun, nestled between rolling hills and glistening rivers, there lived a young woman named Hibo. Olorun was a village where traditions and stories were woven into every fabric of life, where the elders spoke of magic and mysteries that shaped their world. Hibo was known for her radiant beauty and warm spirit. She had eyes that sparkled like the stars and a smile that could light up the darkest of nights. Her family was well respected in Olorun, and she had many friends who cherished her kind nature. One day, while Hibo was at the market, she met a young man named Jide. He was charming, with a voice like velvet and a laugh that echoed joy. Jide was a traveler from a distant village, and his tales of adventure and distant lands fascinated everyone in Olorun. As the days passed, Hibo and Jide's paths crossed more often. They talked about their dreams, their hopes, and the beauty of the world around them. It wasn't long before their friendship blossomed into love. They were inseparable, and everyone in the village could see how much they cared for each other. When Jide asked for Hibo's hand in marriage, her parents were delighted. They saw in Jide a good man who would care for their daughter and bring her happiness. The wedding was set for the following full moon, a time considered auspicious in Olorun for new beginnings. The village buzzed with excitement as preparations began. Women sang as they prepared the feast, and men carved intricate decorations for the wedding. Hibo's mother, Mama Ade, made sure every detail was perfect. She adorned Hibo with beautiful beads and fine fabrics, symbolizing her transition from maiden to wife. On the day of the wedding, the entire village gathered to celebrate. Hibo and Jide exchanged vows under the ancient baobab tree, a symbol of strength and longevity. The air was filled with music and laughter, and as night fell, the village glowed with the light of 1,000 lanterns. As the festivities came to an end, Hibo and Jide retreated to their new home. It was a small, cozy hut near the river, surrounded by the sweet scent of blooming flowers. They were finally alone, ready to start their life together. But as Hibo looked into Jide's eyes, she noticed something strange. His eyes, usually warm and full of life, seemed distant and troubled. Hibo felt a chill run down her spine. She reached out to touch his hand, but he pulled away, his expression unreadable. "Jide," she whispered, her voice trembling. "What's wrong?" Jide took a deep breath and turned away. "There's something you need to know, Hibo," he said, his voice barely above a whisper. "Something I should have told you before." Hibo's heart pounded in her chest. She had no idea what he was about to say, but she could feel the weight of his words. She took a step closer, her eyes searching his for answers. "What is it, Jide?" she asked, her voice steady despite the fear growing inside her. Jide looked at her with a sadness she had never seen before. "I'm not who you think I am," he said. I am not a man." Hibo stared at him, confusion and disbelief clouding her mind. "What do you mean?" she asked, trying to understand his words. Jide closed his eyes and took another deep breath. "I am a spirit, Hibo. I was sent to this village to fulfill a promise. But my time here is limited, and I cannot stay." Hibo felt like the ground beneath her was shifting. She had heard stories of spirits and magic, but she never thought she would be part of one. "A spirit?" she repeated, her voice barely audible. Jide nodded, his eyes filled with sorrow. "Yes, Hibo. I came to Olorun to find you, to love you, but I cannot stay. My time here is almost up, and I must return to where I came from." Tears welled up in Hibo's eyes. She reached out to touch Jide's face, her hand trembling. "But we just got married," she whispered. "I can't lose you now." Jide took her hand and held it gently. "I know," he said softly, "and I wish things were different. But there are forces greater than us at play. We have to find a way to make the most of the time we have. As Hibo looked into Jide's eyes, she saw the truth in his words. She knew their love was real, but it was also something that could not last. With a heavy heart, she nodded, accepting the reality of their situation. "We'll find a way," she said, her voice filled with determination. "We'll make every moment count." And as they stood there, holding each other close, Hibo knew their journey was just beginning. The mysteries of Olorun were unfolding before them, and their love would guide them through whatever lay ahead. The revelation that Jide was a spirit sent shockwaves through Hibo's heart. Though her world had been turned upside down, she resolved to uncover the mystery surrounding her husband's true nature. Together, they sought the wisdom of the village elders, hoping to find a way to stay together. The following morning, Hibo and Jide visited Baba Ade, the oldest and wisest man in Olorun. Baba Ade's hut, perched on the edge of the village, was filled with the scent of burning herbs and adorned with talismans that whispered of ancient magic. "Welcome, my children," Baba Ade greeted them, his voice deep and soothing. "What brings you to my humble abode?" Hibo hesitated, but Jide spoke up. "Baba Ade, we need your guidance. There is something you must know about me." As Jide recounted his story, Baba Ade listened intently, his eyes narrowing with understanding. When Jide finished, the old man nodded slowly. "You are a spirit of the river," Baba Ade said. "I have heard of your kind. Bound by ancient promises, you walk among us, but your time is fleeting." Hibo's eyes widened. "Is there any way we can stay together, Baba Ade? Can we break this curse?" Baba Ade stroked his beard thoughtfully. "Such matters are delicate. The spirits are bound by rules older than time itself. But love is a powerful force. There may be a way, but it will require great courage and sacrifice." "What must we do?" Jide asked, his voice filled with determination. Baba Ade looked at them both, his gaze steady. "You must journey to the heart of the forest, where the Spirit King resides. He alone can decide your fate. But be warned, the path is perilous, and the Spirit King is not easily swayed." Armed with Baba Ade's guidance, Hibo and Jide set off on their journey. The heart of the forest was a place shrouded in legend, said to be the realm where spirits and mortals could intersect. As they ventured deeper into the forest, the trees seemed to whisper secrets, and the air was thick with magic. Days turned into nights, and the path grew darker and more treacherous. They encountered creatures both wondrous and fearsome, each testing their resolve. But through it all, Hibo and Jide's love for each other only grew stronger. One evening, as they rested by a stream, a figure appeared from the shadows. It was an elderly woman, her eyes twinkling with mischief and wisdom. She introduced herself as Mama Nkem, a guardian of the forest. "You seek the Spirit King," she said, her voice melodic and calming. "But before you reach him, you must prove your love is true. There is a challenge you must face." Hibo and Jide exchanged glances, ready to accept whatever lay ahead. "We are prepared," Hibo said firmly. Mama Nkem smiled. "Very well. Tomorrow, at dawn, you will be tested. If your love endures, the path to the Spirit King will be revealed." At dawn, Mama Nkem led them to a clearing surrounded by towering trees. In the center was a large, shimmering pool of water. "This is the mirror of souls," she explained. "It will show you your deepest fears and your truest desires. To proceed, you must face what you see and not lose sight of each other." Ebo and Jide stood before the pool, their reflections rippling on the surface. As they gazed into the water, the images began to change. Hibo saw herself alone, surrounded by darkness, her heart aching with the loss of Jide. She felt the pain of a future without him, and tears streamed down her face. Jide, too, saw his greatest fear. He saw Hibo surrounded by their future children, growing old without him. He saw the life he longed for slipping away, a life he could never truly share. But as the visions threatened to overwhelm them, Hibo and Jide reached out for each other, their hands meeting in the center of the pool. The water calmed, and their reflections returned to normal. They looked into each other's eyes, their love shining brighter than any fear. Mama Nkem nodded in approval. You have proven your love is true. The path to the Spirit King is now open to you. Guided by Mama Nkem, Hibo and Jide continued their journey. The forest seemed to part before them, revealing a hidden path that led to a magnificent glade. In the center stood a grand throne carved from a single piece of crystal, and upon it sat the Spirit King, a figure of immense power and grace. The Spirit King gazed down at them with eyes that seemed to hold the wisdom of the ages. Why have you come before me? He asked, his voice echoing like thunder. Jide stepped forward, his heart pounding. We seek your mercy, great Spirit King. I am bound to return to the realm of spirits, but I wish to stay with my wife, Hibo. Our love is true, and we beg for your blessing to remain together. The Spirit King studied them for a long moment, his expression unreadable. Then he spoke, his voice softer but still commanding. Love between a spirit and a mortal is rare and precious. It is a bond that defies the boundaries of our worlds. But to stay together, a sacrifice must be made. Ebo's heart raced. What must we do? The Spirit King looked at Jai. You must choose, Jai. If you wish to stay in the mortal realm, you must give up your spirit form and become fully human. But know this, once you make this choice, you can never return to the realm of spirits. Your connection to that world will be severed forever. Jai turned to Hibo, his eyes filled with both love and uncertainty. Hibo, I will do this for you, for us. But I need to know that you are ready for this life with me, whatever it may bring. Hibo took Jide's hands in hers, her voice unwavering. I choose you, Jide, no matter what form you take, no matter the challenges we face. I will stand by your side. The Spirit King nodded. So be it. The transformation will not be easy, and the journey back to Olorun will test you both. But if you endure, you will find the happiness you seek. With a wave of his hand, the Spirit King summoned a swirling vortex of light. It enveloped Jai, lifting him into the air as his spirit form began to change. Ebo watched, her heart aching with hope and fear, as Jide's ethereal glow faded and he became fully human. As the light dissipated, Jide fell gently to the ground. Ebo rushed to his side, helping him to his feet. He looked at her, now a man of flesh and blood, and smiled. We did it, he whispered, his voice filled with awe. Ebo hugged him tightly. Yes, we did. Now let's go home. The journey back to Olorun was long and arduous, but Hibo and Jide faced it together. They navigated the forest's challenges, their love and determination guiding them every step of the way. When they finally emerged from the forest, Olorun welcomed them with open arms. The villagers marveled at their return, and the story of their love and bravery spread like wildfire. Baba Ade and Mama Nkem were there to greet them, their faces beaming with pride. You have done well, my children, Baba Ade said. Your love has overcome great trials, and now you can build your life together. Hibo and Jide embraced their friends and family, grateful for the support that had carried them through their journey. They rebuilt their home by the river, and the villagers helped them celebrate a new beginning. As the sun set over Olorun, casting a golden glow over the village, Hibo and Jide stood hand in hand, looking out over the water. They had faced their fears, defied the odds, and found a love that transcended the boundaries of their worlds. And as they watched the stars rise, they knew that whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together, bound by a love that was as enduring as the land they called home.